All right, 2023 WRX, bone stock at the moment. All right, we're gonna drive it around and I'm gonna tell you guys about whether I think this car is fast. It seems to be a bit of a point of contention with these WRXs for some people. Some people get upset if you say the car is slow, I've noticed. But I'm just gonna offer you guys my honest opinion on it. First we'll talk about, like, does it feel fast? Okay, because I really go off like the feel of a car. I go off the feel of a car because some cars are legitimately fast, but they don't really feel as fast as they are, and some cars feel faster than they actually are. So let's apply that to the WRX. Now, the WRX is at least this generation. This is a 2023. This is the VB generation. These cars have a very interesting transmission. It's geared very aggressively. So we're gonna first talk about the feels, by the way, so you have context. Now, because the car is geared so aggressively, it can feel a lot faster than it actually is. So I'll go over our shoulder. Not really sure which way to go, honestly. Furnace Road. Let's just explore. Emergent gameplay. Let's see what we find. Now, check this out. First gear, red lines at 30, 32. First gear is very short. Not the shortest gear of all time, but pretty short. And now look at this, second gear ends at 53, 54-ish, red line. And then third gear, well, can't do it around here, but it'll bring you up to, it's like in the 70s or something like that. So the gears are relatively short. When you are in sixth gear in this car, going about 70 miles per hour, just checking the map. When you're in sixth gear in this car on the highway, the RPMs are like quite high. They're like very high. Like most 6-speed manuals I've driven, sixth gear, you know, if you're doing like 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, it's usually around 2,000 RPM, maybe a little less. This car going like 75, 80 on the highway, and maybe we'll get on the highway towards the end of the video. This is like, the RPMs would be like 3,000. It's actually a miracle this car can get almost 30 miles to the gallon on the highway. It's like a miracle. But the point is that the gearing is very aggressive. It's what you call low gearing. And so the car feels punchier at lower speeds, and it feels faster than like what it actually is. So for around the town driving in these cars, like I'm just chilling right now, especially when you short shift, give the car like, you know, you can actually see how much throttle I give it. So give it like half-ish throttle, something like that. Now this looks like a fun road. See, like I'm in third going 40. The RPMs are always so high because of the low gearing that it's like you're very often in torque. And I also believe these cars have been tuned to not have much like turbo lag. I don't know the exact stock tune, but the point is, like, in all the lower gears, because they're so short, the car feels very punchy. It always feels like it has like a decent amount of power. And so the VBWX low speed, like, it feels like a little zippy quick car. And you know, they make almost 300 horsepower. I don't know, like 250 torque, something like that. I should probably know the exact numbers, but you know, good enough. And so the car, when you're just driving it around at lower speeds, it feels relatively quick. Now, first gear ends at 30 miles per hour, right? So like when you launch this car, if you launch it properly, let's try to do a nice launch here. That was pretty decent, little wheel spin. The car takes off fast. So if you launch the car properly, that was a pretty good launch. little wheel spin there. You want like a little wheel spin. You launch the car right, you're gonna get through first gear like fast. Like it feels fast. Feels fast though. The issue with this car, for example, 0 to 60, you gotta bang first to second, and I showed you second gear ends at 50, so you have to go into third. So you gotta complete 2 shifts to get to 60. And the car really loses a lot of steam as you get going. So that's when this car starts to feel slow. Again, maybe we can get onto the highway so I can kind of show you. We'll see. But basically, the faster you go in this car, the slower it starts to feel. You really start to feel the loss of the all-wheel drive. If you didn't know, for some reason, all-wheel drive cars have more drivetrain loss than two-wheel drive, so front-wheel drive or rear wheel. So you get tons of traction down low. You can launch the car pretty much perfectly, take off. You have a huge advantage over a front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive car. But basically, the faster you go, the more you're rolling, you're starting to feel that drivetrain loss more, because the faster you go, you have more traction. It's just physics. And so you would prefer to have more power and less drivetrain loss the faster you go. Okay? So the car feels nice and punchy and quick in like normal driving situations. Low speed, like around town, like it feels zippy. It takes off the line fast, like it feels fast. But in terms of like quarter mile, you're gonna have to complete 3 shifts to get through the quarter mile, because even third gear ends in the 70s. So you gotta do first, second, third, fourth. Each shift, you know, it's gonna take time off your quarter. Potentially. Just makes it harder to put in like a good time. And because of the way the car is geared so aggressively, it's going to be slower, much more slow up top. So on these like roads, 40 mile per hour speed limit, it's a lot of fun. Oh, horse and buggy! Horse and buggy! Sorry, I had to put an address in so we could get onto the highway. Let's check out the horse and buggy. It's raining, dude. This is a busy horse and buggy. Let's go past, nice and careful. The horse and buggy. Cool. Okay. Sorry for the cut. I put in an address so we could get to back to the highway, and now it's like raining. Like, we'll turn the camera off for like a second, and things happen. I saw the horse and buggy, and all sorts of stuff started happening. Oh, the horse and buggy poops all over the place. Ew. Ew, when it's raining. Is this thing having me do a turnaround? Oh, damn. We're deep in the sticks, bro. Yeah, we're really in the sticks. Okay, we're going back. And it might start raining. That's all right. This is one of the first videos I'm doing like on kind of like car specific videos, which I want to do more of. Let me not boogie past the horse and buggy. Horse and buggy. Okay. We'll get on the highway and then I'll be able to show you. But yeah, like even right now, so I'm just chilling in 4th gear, and because the RPMs are so high, and honestly the red line's very low on this car, 6,000. The car feels fast. It feels fast. It feels much faster than it is. Basically anything under around 60 miles per hour, the VW WRX feels much faster than it is. So even if you do like if you want to do a 0 to 60 pulse, so you launch it nice like we did, you do first, second, third, right? It feels like you're like really doing something. But this leads me into, until we get back on the highway, my opinion on, is the car like, you know, is the car actually fast by today's standards? So you shift in, you launch the car. If you launch this car perfectly, a nice launch like I did before with just a little bit of wheel spin, that's good. It means you're pushing it. A little bit of wheel spin on all-wheel drive, perfect. Perfect launch. first, second gear, second to third perfectly, you're not really going to do it better than like 5, 6 seconds, which by today's standards is not that fast. I have been to the drag strip a lot. I've driven many different cars at the actual track, at the drag strip. That used to be, my friends and I, we would do a lot on Sundays. Some of my favorite memories. I can tell you right now, this car, I've looked up what people run to get a feel for it, and after having driven it myself, I really think it would be extremely difficult to get this thing into the 13s. Even like a corrected quarter-mile time. It would be very hard to get this car into the 13s. It just loses so much power up top. Like, as you move through third gear, you just start to really notice, like, okay, this thing is like, it's just not moving, bro. It doesn't even matter if you bang third to fourth like real fast, perfectly. It's just not gonna make a difference. It's not, I would say, by today's standards, this car is still faster than like look, we're passing a truck. Go on the highway and just look at the cars around you. This is still gonna be faster than like 95% at least of just like, you know, typical cars. Just average cars on the road. This is still gonna be way faster than anything else you're gonna buy. Or decently faster. Some cars it's only a little faster than. It's still a performance car. It feels fast. But like, if I try to judge it objectively, it is just not that fast by today's standards. In the quarter mile, specifically. I'm talking about like straight line performance. In terms of handling, it's great. But most people care about the straight line, I think. And when it comes to straight line performance, if you enjoy like doing rips on the highway, I think you'll be left dissatisfied by this car, because it's just not that fast. The other thing too is like, look, let's just drop down to second, right? Other than that launch, like look, you floor it, because of the all-wheel drive, the traction is like 100%. I've made a video on my channel, go watch it. I just drove this car in a thunderstorm just to like prove my point. These cars just don't really break traction, like at all. Even in the rain, you can floor this thing and it will not break traction. And so it's so well controlled that in that way it can get a little boring. I won't lie. That's just me personally. When it comes to a performance car, like a higher horsepower rear-wheel drive car, this is my preference. I enjoy getting on it and maybe having to like fight the car a little bit. That to me is fun. I like a manual transmission. I like feedback. I like to like drive the car. I want to really feel connected to the car. I want to do something. But this car, you floor it from like almost any speed. You can even launch it aggressively. The most you'll get is a little wheel spin. You can't break traction. Now maybe if you tune this thing, maybe you could break traction a little better. But even then, I think you would still have pretty much absolute traction. Now, some people like that a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, me personally, I like a rear-wheel drive performance car. I just think it's more fun. It's fun to fight the car a little bit. Because I enjoy pushing cars to their limit. Especially in, like, straight line. See, like here, the car feels quick. Basically 60 and under, it's zippy. It moves. It feels nice. We're gonna be onto a highway in a second. We'll be able to show you guys what I'm talking about. And we're back to where we started. We went on a little adventure, and even the GPS was like, bro, where are you going? Oh wait, I gotta go right. See, down here, when you're just driving the car normally, because the gears are so short, it feels like it's quick. Like I just did first, second, third, fourth, giving it at least like, I don't know, 40-50% throttle at least. And we're only going 40. That's the thing, like the car feels way faster than it is, which I'll be honest, at this point in my life is a good thing. I don't need to be driving around a car that's like super fast, high horsepower, to be honest with you. Like, I just had my first child. Like, it's okay for me to have some fun, but I don't need to be doing like, 10, 11 second quarter mile pulls. Oh, this will be fun. This will be a fun turn. It's gonna take a minute. Okay, after the blue RAV4. It's a nice color. Anybody coming the other way? Nope. We're good. Trying to decide if we can do. So look, second gear, you floor it. Not bad. Third. It goes up to a 55 up here. So hang on. Let me just get to the 55. And then we'll be done with the video. Like, I feel like I probably explained myself. If you're looking for like a fast car, like you care more about straight line performance, I do think this car will probably give you mod bug, and so I don't recommend it. I'm gonna be real. Unless you need the 4 doors like I do, and you need the practicality that this car offers, which is awesome, I would go for something higher horsepower. 400 and up, I think, will make you happy. But remember what I said about the drivetrain loss from all-wheel drive. I'm just trying to look ahead. Okay. So we're in third now. So this is around where you would land in third after if you shifted from second wide open throttle. Yeah, this is gonna be fine. This goes up to a 55. So watch. Hey, buddy. Well, obviously I super slowed down because the paint truck pulled out. We didn't even hit 100 there. It's not like slow, but I've driven so many other vehicles where like just those pulls right there, like you would just boogie. Now this car should trap almost 100 miles per hour. I think you'd probably trap a little less based off of what I've seen. Trap is what you would finish the quarter mile in. I think it would probably trap under 100. And so it's like it's a little slow on the top end, okay? Like a 400 horsepower car with similar power to weight ratio, like you're talking you can trap like almost like 110. It's significantly faster. So back there on that little pole, like you'd be well over 100. It'll come up much faster. But I don't know, it just leaves a lot to be desired for me. But other people, it might be enough for you, But compared to what else is out there, I just don't think the straight line performance is like all that crazy, But it's certainly enough to have fun with. So, is the VB WRX fast? It feels faster than it is. It feels faster than it is. That's my opinion. Feels really fast around town. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're going 60, right? So we're doing 65. Look at the RPMs, dude, like deep into the 2000s. Almost 2,500 at 65. Like, that's so high compared to a lot of other vehicles. I might be able to pass Sherman-Williams. We'll do one more pull and then we'll end the video. I can pass. No, I cannot pass. Ranger was booking it. That's a Ranger, right? Yeah, he was moving. F-150, I think. Wait, we might give one more chance. Here we go. So it's nice being in a roll spot. You can actually pass. Like, look at that. Like, I just full wide open throttle, third to fourth, bang. We only going 90. It just doesn't feel fast to me. But if this is like your first car, maybe, then it'll satisfy you. Everybody gets satisfied by by different things. All right, I'm gonna cut it off. I think I've made my point. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.